Welcome back. My name is Aladino, and together with my wife Maya, we are refitting a Cape George Cutter 36. We've got an exciting jigsaw puzzle this week. It's time to assemble and install our roller furlers. It's great to be back in the boatyard after doing my PADI open water certificate. Maya already has it. We figured we have water all around us. A little added challenge here in Canada is that I also had to get my dry suit days in, which was a lot of fun.
We bought these furlers from Paul at Ocean Rigging and Hydraulics, and we made a whole episode with him as we measured our old stays and went through the whole process of making sure that our new furlers would fit the boat perfectly. We did not assemble them in his shop because there's no way we could have brought that back to the boatyard in our car, so we brought it in these pieces, and now Aladino's working on assembling it, which is fairly straightforward, but nonetheless it's really nice that Paul is such a nice and easy to talk to guy, because we could just call him when little snags came up and ask him questions, which was really, really nice.
The connectors in between the foils. I see that one has a rivet in it, but most of them don't. Do I have to put a rivet in all of them? I see. Top and bottom, no rivet. Exactly, so they just stick in mid-length. But instead the top one, you want to have it flush with the foil, right? So that's why it doesn't have a rivet. I'll get started. If anything, I'll give you a call. And thanks a lot, Paul. So that is the top foil. Yeah. Because then it pops in, but it can't go out anymore. It's locked now. So as you can see, I laid the stay out. We've already cut the stay to length. We have the foils right in front of me here. So now it's about loading these foils onto the stay. And they have to be assembled so that it becomes a quite structural, uniform aluminum extrusion. This one here is the one that goes at the very top. So I'm loading it in first. And then you can see I have these connector pieces. Essentially, these go in between two extrusion pieces. Half goes in this one, half goes in the top one. And that makes a very strong connection that prevents the foil from kinking at the connection. So there is these plastic sleeves too. They come in two halves. They wrap around the stay. And that is to protect the aluminum from the stainless, because otherwise they would be touching. We want to prevent that. So the sleeve goes around the wire, and then it goes onto the aluminum connector piece, and then you have to rotate the two sleeves, because as they load into the extrusion, that locks it in place. By rotating it, then they stay in place. And after putting it into the extrusion, it can't rotate back because this little piece touches inside, so this is never going anywhere. Basically, I have to put them all together, put in the set screws. You can see in the connector piece there's a little rivet in the middle, and that one stays stuck here at the end of the extrusion, and that is so your connector pieces don't disappear inside the extrusion. Half is here, half is here. On the very top part though, you do want the entire connector to be sunken in. So there is some of these connectors that don't have a rivet, as you can see here. So here I've loaded in one without a rivet. I'm securing it now. And that's keeping the stay nice and centered in the middle and isolated from the aluminum. And so now it's just about doing all the connections until we have one big long extrusion. The very critical parts, of course, are measuring the old stay, making an exact copy of the new stay. The hardware changes a bit, so all those measurements that have to be taken into account, that was all covered in the previous episode. And that was so that we could walk away from Paul's workshop with the components to literally just be able to assemble over here. Check it out, it really becomes one solid connection. I can't feel any play. So I'm gonna walk up with the whole assembly and then just continue putting in every foil. That would be much harder with a 50-foot piece. Can you? And now I just walk up with one extrusion at a time and continue assembling.
I should also really briefly explain what roller furlers actually are and why we're excited to have them. I know a lot of people watching this will already know, but just to make sure we've covered all our bases, there's two main ways of attaching your foresails to the boat. The first way, and the way that our old sails use, and the way that we used in our summer sea trial, is hank on, and it's just clips on the edge of the sail, and they clip onto your stay at the front of the boat, and then you have to hoist the sail up. So every time you want to use the sail, you have to hoist it up and then down. Instead, now we are installing roller furlers, and it's just a different way of attaching the sail to the forestay, and it means that you can actually roll your sail out and roll it back in, so you're no longer hoisting your sail up and down. The sail is then just stored, wrapped up on the forestay instead of in a big bag on the bowsprit, which is also really nice because it's going to free up our bowsprit so we can actually use it. It is a really, really lovely thing to have on board a cruising boat. It just makes life quite a bit easier. It makes you want to sail more because it's easier to take the sails in and out, and that's a really nice thing.
So I'm down at the very bottom, last connection. You can see here is the drum, and the drum has 3 longer set screws, and they coincide with the 3 holes here on the bottom foil. So this is a specific one because if we flip it around, you can see it has the opening, which is to start inserting the sail from here at deck level. There is a 4th hole though, and that is to secure another one of these, what should we call them? Strengthening links. This is solid. So this is of course weaker, so you place one of these inside so that it connects to half of the extrusion and to the drum. Assembling the extrusions and ultimately the furlers was pretty straightforward, but I still try to do it slowly just because it's not something I do every day, so not to miss any steps in between. So referring back to the manual, and but it was pretty seamless. Here we go, this one's assembled. If you know, you know. we are done. As easy as that. No, like I said, this came together so easily thanks to Paul. He helped us cut everything to length and set it up, so it was just assembly time right now. Well, we don't quite know if it fits yet. That's the next step, but I am confident since we copied the old stays. I'm going to support it here and slowly bring it up. We just want it to bend the least possible. So as I pull it up, you'll have to bring the drum forward. But now we just have to support it a bit and see. Maybe you start more over here, where we slowly give it a bit of an angle. Just support it a bit, yeah. And then I'm gonna hoist here. Okay, I'm going up on the boat. Careful though, and slowly, because the less it bends, the better. Can you go grab the bottom of the furler?
You're caught up on the spreaders.
Yeah, can you walk towards the stern of that boat a little more? Putting the whole assembled unit up to where it belongs was a little trickier. So this is a little bit trickier just because it is such a long item. For ours, it's like over 50 feet and you don't want to bend the extrusion too much. Now, all in all, it is aluminum, which is still surprisingly flexible, but the less you bend it, the better. It's more avoid kinking, that's it. It can take flex, a uniform bend. But yeah, then after hoisting it up, then basically it's somebody has to go up the mast because you are putting in the forestay pin to where it attaches on the tang up on the mast. So it's just when you go up the mast, you always want to make sure you have a really detailed game plan of what tools you have to bring, what things could not go smoothly. So do you need pliers, those cotter pins, do you tape it up afterwards, all those things. Try to make as little trips as possible, and just communication with whoever you're working on deck of what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. Okay, it's time for me to go up there.
Okay, Aladino, you have to give me very clear instructions on how this works.
Yeah, maybe standing here is better, where you can like hold this and you also crank. Leave me off when we're at the top, I do my work, and then when you let me go, then it's just about letting it go slowly.
Okay. Okay, just go slowly, please.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Hey, I do a step and then you pull. By hand. Just like pull, because there's no tension. Yeah, exactly. Now, next one. Okay. Now you have to winch a bit to help me out.
You want to come tail?
Big shout out to our neighbor Scotty for helping with this endeavor.
Are you good?
Wait a sec. Okay, secure.
Okay, I'm gonna secure it. Yep.
Okay.
You're secure.
Okay, stand clear a bit in case I drop things.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, I'm gonna let it down slowly. You're in control of it now. Do you understand?
No, you haven't explained any of this to me, Aladino, so I don't know what you're talking about, but do what—
I have tied the old stay onto this halyard. So now the old stay is coming down.
That?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that one just comes down with gravity. So if you hold the other side of the halyard,
Okay.
you can slowly release this.
Okay.
Yeah? Okay. Okay, that's the first half of the transaction. If you want to untie it and just drop it on the floor, then we got the halyard for later.
Okay.
Can I ask you a favor, Scotty?
What's up, bud?
Could you go to the port side down below and grab the furler drum to support it a bit? I have to undo a pin here and then I can slide in the pin and secure it, but it's going to take me a moment.
Okay.
No, that's good.
No, I think it's just waiting now. He has to do something with a pin, apparently.
I'm gonna go for supper now. Why?
I'm going to lift the forestay up again.
Okay.
Who is? Awful lot of orders for a guy that. Yeah.
Okay, I've got a hand on it.
He's doing something right now. I don't know what it is.
Just a moment. I have to let it down one more time. Sorry.
Down again? Okay.
This guy's really getting off of that water.
I know.
My glove is caught on it. Just
Oh, now it's up again?
no, my. I just got the line tangled.
You
Okay.
have to shout.
It's coming
I can't
down.
hear you.
Wait a minute, there's an aircraft.
Okay.
Down?
Yeah, please. Now it's resting. That's good. Okay, hoisting. Hopefully for the last time.
Okay.
Is that your words of encouragement? That's your motivation. Come on, Scott. You gotta go.
That's enough.
Come on.
Okay, do you want me to go to the bow?
I have to connect it first.
Okay. Hey, Dean,
Yeah?
are you doing the second one right away?
No, not even this one. The pin doesn't fit.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Ah.
Tell me we're taking it down.
No.
I'll get my welder. Stay there.
Trying to bend it now, just a sec. I can't get it in there.
Okay, let's drop it down.
All right, I'll undo the pin and then it can be lowered.
You want to go faster?
Yeah. Oh man.
What's up? So was it that pin that we got today?
No, it's what is on top of the mast. Well, thank you very much for helping. That is so freaking annoying.
So what's the solution?
I just don't know if it's worth doing all of the standing rigging like this. It might be easier to just drop the mast and I'll do everything and then we hoist everything correctly instead of going up and checking for every pin and every washer and every...
I don't know what it is. It's supposed to be a wine of some sort.
Well, we'll see what we do, Shatsy. It's okay.
No, I know.
Yeah, drop it.
For now, it's just go home with the leg between the legs. With the tail between the legs.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So what needs to happen? Does it need to be drilled out? Do you need a different pin? Like, what's the situation?
I don't know yet. That's why I decided to come down. I don't know yet how I want to tackle it. I thought I had a game plan in mind, but I totally forgot what the actual attachment point was that I had up there on the mast. So when we first assembled our new forestays, I had already put a U-strap toggle on the forestay, but I forgot that there already was the old one on the mast too. So when I went up and I tried to put the toggle into the U-strap, then of course it didn't work because it was U-strap against U-strap. And of course I was frustrated because I found Scotty to lend me a hand while I was up there, and I was just hoping for it to connect right away and be done with it, but instead, yeah, I had to eventually just say, I need a minute, I need to come up here, sort things out, and let's try again another time.
morning, Aladino.
Good morning.
Slightly better day today?
Not yet. No, but I figured out some hiccups of yesterday. It's time to go up there again. I removed one piece and now it should work. It also just brought up some questions. I recommend doing all this when the mast is down, but that would delay us quite a bit. Yes, it would make the work easier because we still have to renew all the standing rigging, so that means every time I'll have to go up there. All the work that I have to do is going to be complicated. But if we take the mast down, that costs and takes time. We don't exactly have all the rigging parts yet, so we don't know when the mast could go up again. But on the other side, we're also taking measurements for sails soon. So if we just take the mast down now, then I don't know when it's coming up again, and then I don't know when we're taking measurements. Unless we take measurements now and then take it down. So I'm just trying to still do things with the mast up. Finally, the installation was successful, even though by the time I got done it was getting dark, so unfortunately the camera couldn't capture it anymore. Here they are. It's a little easier to see the beautiful output with daylight. Our amazing furlers. So you can see the bomb R here at the front is fully set up as it should. This one, you can see how you actually expose the turnbuckle because we still have to tighten the turnbuckle here. So to do that, you lift the drum portion, and there's set screws. So for now, I just have a set screw holding the drum up here. I can do whatever I need to adjust, give it the better tension. Once I'm done, I just release the set screw. The furler goes down to about this height. These two tangs, they go onto this pin. And so therefore the tangs will cover the turnbuckle like you can see in the front there. The hard part is done. And if you look up, you can see that the extrusion is the correct length. It goes all the way up. The one of the staysail looks a little short, about 6 inches or so, but that's because we still have room for tensioning the stay. So as we tension the stay, of course, the foil extrusions, they wander up a little bit. Super happy with the furlers. Super happy how easy it was to assemble them and set them up. And that leads us to the next step now. We put them on now because with the furlers, now we can measure for sails. The drum height and all those details, they make a difference when we have to measure for the sails. So that's what we can proceed with now.
So I think for time management and getting things done properly and safely and efficiently, it's going to make sense to bring the mast down to put up the rest of the standing rigging. There's 4 shrouds on either side, so 8 in total, and having to do all of those, hoisting Aladino up and down the mast, is going to be really a problem. But I'm glad that we got the roller furlers up because that was really important so that we could take the sail measurements and get that underway, because of course made to order sails don't just come, you know, within 5 business days. So got to get that order in pretty soon now. And fortunately, the benefit of being in a boatyard is there's obviously crane services here. We've used them before. We know the crane operator. He does a great job. So that's, you know, I think that might be the thing we do going forward. In the meantime, huge thanks for being here, everyone. Next week, we have a nice little surprise for you all. We have a guest on the channel that you guys have seen on the channel before. He's decided to come and visit us up in Canada to help us with something, which is really kind of him. So I'm looking forward to next week's episode. It's always fun when it's not just Aladino and I on the channel. Huge thanks for being here. Really big thanks to the folks whose names are now appearing on screen for always going above and beyond to make sure that Magic Carpet keeps being produced. As always, we'll see you next Friday.